the curtain, hide no secrets, and show you exactly how we make this and why it's the best.
I always just loved streaming. I always was in love with streaming, content creation.
Did I already do this? Butter. These are my vitamin cases that I use. Ikigai cases? Don't quote me on.
In 2012, a single celebrity endorsement deal was worth more than most companies make in a decade. Brands were paying tens of millions of dollars for a famous face on a billboard, a 30-second television spot, a magazine campaign. The logic was simple. The returns were proven, and the industry that had built itself around connecting celebrities to products was generating billions of dollars a year. Then something started breaking. Not dramatically, not all at once, quietly at first, in the data that brand managers were reviewing behind closed doors. The recall numbers were softening, the conversion rates were declining. The audiences that used to respond to a famous face were starting to look somewhere else entirely.
I'm a big branding and marketing guy and have used that skill set that I've built over the past 10 years.
By 2024, according to research published by the World Federation of Advertisers, traditional celebrity endorsement spend had declined 22% from its peak. Not in a recession, not in a financial crisis, in one of the strongest advertising market environments in years. The money did not disappear, it moved.
Hello? I was told by some guy I'd be getting a tour.
And where it moved, and why, is one of the most significant financial restructurings in the history of modern marketing. Because this is not just a story about how brands spend their budgets. It is a story about what fame is worth, who gets to monetize it, and how the economics of celebrity are being rebuilt from the ground up by a generation that has decided to trust differently. But here is what nobody is saying out loud yet. The shift is creating winners and losers at a scale that the industry has not fully priced in. And the losers include some of the most famous people on Earth. Chapter 1: How the old system worked and why it worked so well. To understand how far the system has fallen, you have to understand how dominant it once was. Traditional celebrity endorsement operated on what economists call a scarcity premium. Fame was scarce. Mass media was centralized. The number of people who could credibly claim cultural attention at national scale was small enough to fit in a single room. According to Nielsen's historical advertising effectiveness data, celebrity-fronted campaigns in the pre-digital era consistently outperformed non-celebrity equivalents by between 20 and 40% on key brand recall metrics. The mechanism was simple. People watched the same television channels.
We should prove it in a blind taste test format. That's genius!
They read the same magazines. They encountered the same famous faces repeatedly, in the same environments, until those faces became shorthand for the values and aspirations the brands wanted to own. Michael Jordan did not just sell Nike shoes. He sold the idea that wearing Nike connected you to excellence, to winning, to something that transcended sport. And it worked because there was nowhere else to look. The cultural attention of an entire generation flowed through a small number of channels, and those channels ran celebrity endorsements. Nike's Jordan brand now generates over $5 billion in annual revenue. That system produced extraordinary returns, and for decades it seemed like it would run forever. But it was built on a condition that no longer exists: the scarcity of attention. Chapter 2: The moment everything changed. The shift did not happen when YouTube launched. It did not happen when Instagram went live. It happened when a generation of young consumers made a collective, unconscious decision to allocate their trust differently.
I'm not so good at taking no for an answer. And I thought, surely I could walk up in your house that you've so nicely invited us in.
And brands noticed it first in one specific metric: purchase intent. According to Morning Consult's 2024 annual influencer report, the purchase intent generated by a mid-tier content creator with 500,000 engaged followers now consistently outperforms the purchase intent generated by a traditional celebrity with 50 million followers in mass media placements. 10 times the audience, lower conversion, every time. That data point broke the fundamental assumption the entire endorsement industry was built on: that reach and conversion moved together, that more famous meant more effective, that the biggest name generated the biggest return. It does not anymore.
How the ingredients are sourced, how they're put together, everything was ripe for disruption. But before I tell you guys how we develop our chocolate,
And the reason why gets to the heart of what actually changed. According to Edelman's 2025 Trust Barometer, trust in institutions, public figures, and traditional authority has declined across every demographic in every major market for the past decade. But among consumers under 35, that decline has been steepest and most consequential for brand marketing specifically. This generation did not just become skeptical of celebrities. They became fluent in identifying the difference between a genuine recommendation and a paid performance. They grew up watching people perform authenticity for money, and they got very good at spotting it. That skill is what killed the old system. Chapter 3: Where the Money Went. So the 22% decline in traditional celebrity endorsement spend did not evaporate. It redirected. And the scale of that redirection is significant. According to Influencer Marketing Hub's 2025 Global Industry Report, the influencer marketing industry reached $24 billion in 2024, growing from just $1.7 billion in 2016. That is a 14-fold increase in 8 years, running concurrently with the decline in traditional celebrity endorsement.
You're free, congrats! Now obviously, even though this is a movie, this brand new Feastables chocolate milk is actually real.
This is not a coincidence. It is a reallocation. Brands that were spending $20 million on a single celebrity campaign began reallocating those budgets across portfolios of creator partnerships. Smaller, more targeted, more precisely aligned with specific consumer communities. The economics look different on a spreadsheet. Smaller individual deals, more complexity to manage, less prestige. The returns looked dramatically different too. According to a 2024 meta-analysis of influencer marketing ROI, published by the Harvard Business Review, brands that reallocated endorsement budget from traditional celebrity to creator portfolios reported an average return on investment improvement of 270% over comparable measurement periods. 270% on the same budget.
Lost a bet.
But here is where the story gets complicated. Because the redirection of brand spend has created a bifurcated market that is doing something unexpected to the economics of fame at the top of the pyramid. And what it is doing to the celebrities who used to occupy that pyramid is not what most people assume. Chapter 4: What this is doing to celebrity economics. Here is the part of this story that has not been reported clearly enough. The decline of traditional endorsement spend has not reduced the total value available to the most powerful celebrities. It has restructured how they access it. The celebrities who are winning in the post-endorsement era are not the ones with the biggest agents or the most magazine covers. They are the ones who made a specific strategic pivot, away from licensing their image to brands and toward owning the businesses that their image creates value for. George Clooney did not endorse a tequila brand.
Brian Lord, my agent,
I know
called
Brian
me.
forever.
And he had just met Amal in some other thing, and she said, yeah, I'm going to go to Como with a friend of mine. And
He co-founded Casamigos and sold it to Diageo for $1 billion. Ryan Reynolds did not endorse a gin brand. He bought Aviation Gin and sold it for $335 million. Rihanna did not endorse a cosmetics company. She built Fenty Beauty and created a business valued at over $3 billion. In each case, the celebrity's cultural authority was not licensed for a fee. It was used as founding capital. The difference in financial outcome between those two approaches, licensing versus ownership, is the central financial story of the celebrity economy in 2026. According to Forbes' annual celebrity earnings analysis, the highest earning celebrities in 2024 were not primarily earning from endorsements. They were earning from equity, from ownership stakes in businesses that their cultural authority had helped create and scale.
Sorry,
Can we get one look right here?
I'm gonna come around, babe.
Oh, you got.
The traditional endorsement is declining. The celebrity as founder model is replacing it. And the financial upside available to celebrities who understand that shift dwarfs anything the endorsement era ever produced. But not every celebrity is making that pivot. And for those who are not, the decline is landing differently. Chapter 5: The Celebrities Being Left Behind. Here is where the escalation ladder reaches its most uncomfortable step. For the celebrities who built their commercial value entirely within the traditional endorsement model, who built careers around being the face of other people's products rather than building their own, the 22% decline in endorsement spend is not an industry statistic. It is a personal financial event. According to agency data cited in a 2024 Variety analysis of celebrity endorsement market dynamics, the number of traditional celebrity endorsement contracts valued above $5 million declined by 31% between 2021 and 2024.
So stop sitting there and thinking for months and months on end and just get to work and start uploading.
The brands that used to compete for a small number of famous faces are now splitting their budgets across a much larger pool of creators, each receiving a fraction of what a single celebrity contract would have cost. The middle tier of celebrity, recognizable enough to have commanded significant endorsement fees, but not iconic enough to build a brand on their name alone, is being squeezed out of a market that is bifurcating sharply between megastar cultural icons on one end and niche creator communities on the other. And the timing of this shift matters, because the celebrities most exposed to it are those who came of age professionally in the peak endorsement era. The 2000s and early 2010s, and built financial models, management structures, and career expectations around a commercial landscape that is contracting around them faster than most have acknowledged publicly. The agents know it. The brand marketing teams know it. The data is unambiguous. But the conversation in Hollywood and in the talent management world has been slow to fully reckon with what it means structurally. Chapter 6: The Hidden System Behind the Shift. Here is the insight that ties all of this together, and it is bigger than celebrity endorsements. What the 22% decline in traditional endorsement spend represents is not a marketing trend. It is a trust restructuring, a fundamental reallocation of the credibility that drives consumer behavior, away from top-down cultural authority and toward lateral, community-based recommendation. According to research from the Pew Research Center on Media Consumption and Trust, published in 2025, consumers under 40 are increasingly allocating trust not based on fame or institutional authority, but based on demonstrated expertise, community membership, and perceived alignment of values. The creator who built their audience around a specific interest in a specific community, speaking to a specific type of person, has more trust with that audience than any traditionally famous person can generate through a paid partnership.
Homeschool edition. It's just like the classic, delicious aviation gin that you love, but with more ounces.
This is not a temporary consumer behavior shift. It is a generational recalibration of the relationship between attention, trust, and commercial influence. And it will not reverse when the next generation of traditional celebrities emerges. The system has changed. What worked in 2005 is not coming back. For brands, the implication is a permanent shift toward portfolio-based creator strategies, psychographic precision in partnership selection, and equity-oriented structures with the cultural figures who genuinely move their target consumers. For celebrities, the implication is equally clear. The ones who treat their cultural authority as a licensing asset, something to be rented to brands for a fee, are participating in a declining market.
She came into us, I promise you, we got everything on film. I promise you.
I know who you are, I follow you all.
So can we just walk away from the situation?
The ones who treat their cultural authority as founding capital, something to be invested in businesses they own, are accessing a market with no ceiling. The endorsement check has a number on it. The equity stake does not. And in an economy where the most powerful celebrities are becoming the most successful founders, the difference between those two sentences is the difference between a career and a legacy. Because in the end, fame was always just the beginning. What you build with it is what actually lasts. If this changed how you see the business of celebrity and what fame is actually worth in 2026, share it with someone who needs to understand where this market is heading. Subscribe for more breakdowns of the economic shifts reshaping the business world. Drop a comment below. Which celebrity do you think is making the smartest business moves right now?